The track teams head to the Armory in search of NJAC title hardware.
And the men's and women's basketball teams take on Rutgers Newark in playoff action.
All this and much, much more coming up on All Access, which starts wait for it, now. Aloha, cool cats and kittens. Welcome to All Access. I'm Chris Sharnagle.
And I'm Cody Decker. We have lots to cover, so Chris, lead us off.
Let's do it. On Friday, February 20th, the men's swimming and diving team took the lead in the Metro Championships at Rutgers University with a 407-point performance in the first day of a three-day meet. Sophomore diver John Morris won the 3-meter event with a score of 5:36.25. The 200 freestyle relay team, led by sophomore Jesse Novak, freshman Eric Feuerstein, junior Tyler Coe, and freshman John Shellum, finished third with an NCAA cut time of 1 minute 23 seconds flat. Novak's second place finish in the 50-meter freestyle was 20:46 cut. The Profs look to continue their prowess on Saturday.
The swimming and diving team would drop to second place after day 2 of the Metro Championships, but would continue its strong performance nonetheless, with a showing of 898 points in total by this point. In 1-meter diving, Morris would take first. Coe, Novak, Shellum, and sophomore Luke Wister took third in the 200 medley relay. Junior Connor Buck Jr. and sophomore Steve Busby took fourth and fifth in the 100 butterfly, respectively. Sunday would be the final day of the meet.
The swimming and diving team would take a second-place finish as the Metropolitan Championships concluded on Sunday, February 22nd. Rowan's total score was 1,286 points. Morris was named Male Diver of the Meet. He continued his dominance, winning the 1-meter and 3-meter diving events. This is the second year in a row that Morris has received this honor, and along with that distinction, Profs coach Jesse Lyman received Diving Coach of the Meet. Novak, Coe, Fahrenstein, and Shellum tied for third in the 400 freestyle relay with a time of 3:06.26. In the 100 freestyle, Novak took second with a time of 44.93, besting the cut time of 45.70. In the 1650 freestyle, senior Zach Winster finished fifth with 16:13.66 and surpassing his own school record for the Profs. Buck Jr. finished seventh in the 200 breaststroke. Sunday's meet would be an end to a solid weekend for the swimming and diving teams.
The Rowan University women's swimming and diving team was in fourth place after the first day at the Metro Championships on Friday night. The 3-day meet at Rutgers University consisted of 18 schools. The most impressive team effort from the Profs was the 200 freestyle relay. The Profs took sixth with a time of 1 minute and 40 seconds. The relay included senior Gigi Russo, freshman Polina Deneva, sophomore Julie Sheehan, and junior Olivia Wodowitz. The 400-meter relay of freshman Amanda Burke, junior Olivia Wodowitz, junior Ricky Burke, and senior Gigi Russo had a sixth-place finish with 4 minutes and 19 seconds.
After 2 days of the Metropolitan Championship, the Rowan women's swimming and dive team remained in fourth place. Rowan showed their dominance in more of the swim side with a team of junior Ashley L. Nagar, junior Olivia Wodowitz, junior Ricky Burke, and senior Gigi Russo taking fourth in the 200 medley with a time of 1 minute 50 seconds. The team of junior Julia De Niro, senior Leanne Zog, and senior Nicole Vick, and sophomore Julie Sheehan took a ninth-place finish in the 800 freestyle relay and finished with a time of 8 minutes 11 seconds. The championship will continue into the following day.
At the conclusion of the Metropolitan Championships, the Rowan University women's swimming and diving team took fifth place out of 18 teams. Freshman Anna Cubitt had a sixth-place finish in the 3-meter diving. She had a total of 325.2 points. Junior Ricky Burke swam a time of 2 minutes and 15 seconds in the 200 butterfly for seventh place. Junior Ashley L. Nagar and freshman Amanda Burke finished 12th and 14th respectively with times of 2 minutes and 12 seconds and 2 minutes and 13 seconds respectively in the 200 backstroke. Senior Alyssa Schaefer took 15th with a time of 2 minutes and 23 seconds in the 200 butterfly. What a great season for the women's swimming and diving team.
Now we dive into the world of pro sports with John Patterson for this week's edition of Pro Talk.
Thanks, Chris. With all that is going on in professional sports, let's kick things off with the NFL New Year quickly approaching. Teams have begun to make the necessary cuts this week to make cap space. Some of those being names including A.J. Hawk being cut from the Packers, Harry Douglas and Steven Jackson from the Falcons, Reggie Bush from the Lions, and Matthias Kiwanuka from the Giants. Even the Philadelphia Eagles have begun to trim the fat by releasing offensive lineman Todd Herremans. With free agency still a couple of weeks away, we should still see more cuts to come. The NBA trade deadline last week saw some crazy roster shakeups. The big one comes from Philadelphia, where the Sixers traded away last season's Rookie of the Year, Michael Carter-Williams, to the Milwaukee Bucks. It looked like Carter-Williams was going to be the future for the Sixers. Instead, he'll be looking to help the Bucks become a playoff contender. The Sixers also traded KJ McDaniels to the Houston Rockets as well. The team is now loaded up with possible first-round draft picks. Other big moves, the trade deadline include Goran Dragic to the Miami Heat and Kevin Garnett making a return to Minnesota. Boxing fans are finally getting their dream match card. About a week ago, boxing legend Floyd Mayweather announced that he will fight Manny Pacquiao. The fight will take place on May 2nd at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. HBO will show the fight on pay-per-view. The expected cost of the pay-per-view is supposed to be about $89.95, which would be a record high. The expected revenue of the fight is expected to be around $400 million, and the profit will be split 60-40 with Mayweather getting the biggest share. That'll do it with Pro Talk. This week coming up, Kyle Rosser sits down with the members of the women's basketball team, so stay tuned.
Welcome back to All Access. I'm Kyle Rosner for this week's edition of Roundtable. I'm joined by Nisa Sanchez of the women's basketball team. Nisa, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing very well. How about you?
I'm doing very well myself. Now I'd like to start off the show getting to know our guests a little bit. So why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? What's your major? How's Rowan treating you?
It's treating me very well so far. I love it.
Great to
I'm
hear.
a sophomore. I'm a business major in entrepreneurship. This is my second year playing basketball. I'm from around the area, actually. I'm only 15 minutes away in Stratford, New Jersey,
Okay.
so kind of a local.
South Jersey area?
Yeah.
Great. So am I. So the women's basketball team went for a record 17-9 this season.
Yes.
Did you guys improve from last season? How do you think you did yourself this season?
Overall, I think we did improve. We did it very well. We did very well all together. It was a big step from last season. Last season was really rough for us because our record wasn't so well. We were struggling as a team, and I think this year, over the summer and preseason whatsoever, we just did a lot more work. Like you could see in our game this year that we were working much harder, we were stronger as a team, and it just paid off for us overall.
Now, what kind of things do you guys work on when you're working together in the practice season? Like, do you guys work on team compatibility and things like that?
Yes, during the season we work on a lot, individually and as a team. I mean, it depends on whether you're guard, forward, what you need to improve on most, ball handling, shooting, things like that, but everything's split up individually.
Now,
for
I
us to
know
work on.
you yourself, you set some records this season, scoring an average of 11.5 points per game. How did you feel finding out at the end of the season you were doing so well?
I think finding out at the end of the season that I did so well, it was just a very big confidence booster to me. Because every athlete wonders how they're doing throughout their season, and just to find out that even though the season didn't end as we planned, that you personally still did a pretty darn good job, that's just a great feeling overall.
Is that how you would define success for yourself?
Yes.
It's very interesting. Now that the season is over, do you guys practice a lot in your off time during the off season?
Right now, with the season only ending maybe a week or so ago, we're still in recovery, but we're planning to work on strength and conditioning, get in the gym, get skills done with our assistant coaches for as long as we can, because after a certain period, we cannot work with them any longer. But we're definitely in the process of working.
Now, when you're playing around with your teammates, would you say you're very competitive when you play during the middle of games? And you're very, like, you guys are all competitive against each other, scoring, obviously. A lot of
yes.
points. Do you
I
guys work
think
on
it's
that?
a battle out
Yeah?
there, but it's also fun. Like, those are the two most important things to us, working hard and having fun.
I think that's very important for a team to have success.
Yes.
Now, I think it's also very important that athletes concentrate on their scholarly work. Do you guys, like, ever study together? I know it's important for athletes to keep their grades up. Do you guys, like, how do you guys manage your school work with playing all the time?
We actually do meet up. I know me so much, I'm not very good at mathematics, and there's a girl on the team who's actually a math major. So we meet up, and we happen to live in the same building. So it's kind of like finding which girls can help you out the most and giving back to them. But it's like we do like to meet up on and off the court, especially when it comes to academics.
What would you say is the most challenging game you played this season, and how did you guys fare?
I would say
That made you definitely want to rethink how your team is playing and what strengths you guys need to, work on?
I would say our first time playing Montclair. Because going into that game, we were all very excited. We were very pumped about it. Them being the #1 ranked team and coming in very confident, as they always do. And at halftime, we had them beat up by 15 points. We were doing well, and then came out the second half, and we played way too relaxed. And a lot of us regret that, and we wish we could go back and just keep playing hard for those last 20 minutes. But it was definitely an experience.
How do you prepare individually for each game, like a little bit before? Do you have some sort of ritual maybe you do?
Not so much a ritual, more as trying to stay relaxed, trying not to get too anxious, which is sometimes really hard, especially if it's a big game. But you just got to find your focus and get ready for the game and know that once it starts, it's now or never. You just got to give it your all.
Definitely. Now, I read somewhere that you were just recently named to the New Jersey Athletic Conference All-Conference team. Is that correct? And how did that feel for you?
That was a huge surprise for me.
Only as a sophomore. It's
Yes,
very young. I'm
exactly.
sure.
So that alone, that just showed me that all the hard work had paid off and that I can do so much more, especially with me having 2 more years, that there's so much that I'm capable of, and I can't wait to get in the gym and start working on that.
Now, I'm sure there are a few seniors on the team that are leaving, that are graduating. How do you guys recruit new players, and do you think there's anyone coming up that you think would be good for the team?
Yes, one of our assistant coaches, Amy, she takes care of most of the recruiting. She goes from North to South Jersey, all over New Jersey, just to find, and even a couple other states. But I am aware that we have 2 players that have committed, one from Maryland and one from, I think, Wildwood, New Jersey. So we're pretty excited about them. We're getting a big girl in, and we're getting a guard, so it's very exciting.
That's great. Now, as a guard yourself, do you feel like you'll become the senior member, having to teach maybe some of these freshmen coming in? Do you take a teacher role when you're on the team?
Yes, not so much as trying to lead them in a way of making sure they know that I'm the upperclassman, but just making them feel comfortable and letting them know that gaining confidence is part of the process. Like, we all go through it. We all need to gain it more and more every year. So it's just a process.
So, when you're not playing basketball, what do you do in your downtime here at Rowan, besides when you're not also training for playing during the season?
Aside from training and just playing basketball in general, I am with the girls a lot. Those are my good friends. I can tell we're going to be friends for a long time. We just, any of us have free time, start a group chat, try to find something to do. As crazy as there's something that we can always do.
Well, I believe that'll do it for this week's edition of Roundtable. I want to thank my guest, Anissa, for coming on the show and spending some time with us. Coming up after the break, Chris and Cody have more updates on all things Rowan sports, so stay tuned for All Access.
Welcome back to All Access with the Profs. We have all sorts of track and field updates for you, but first, let's get into basketball. Cody, lead the way, my man. Let's go.
We're going to dribble down the lane, shoot, and score with the Rowan women's basketball team, who, having earned the #3 seed, was set to host #6 seed Rutgers Newark in the New Jersey Athletic Conference Championship Tournament on February 21st. A second-half surge would come up short for the Profs as they fell 73-68 to the Scarlet Raiders in the opening round of the playoffs. After trailing by 7 at the break, the Profs stormed back to cut the deficit at 2 with just over 1 minute remaining. But the Scarlet Raiders used a final 9-6 run to seal the game. Neither team shot well, with Rutgers Newark edging Rowan 41.8% to 36.2% from the field. Senior guard Bria Hill led the charge for the Profs with 14 points, and sophomore guard Anissa Sanchez and senior guard Jade Bonder each added 11. The Profs' 2014-2015 campaign came to a close at 17-9 overall, the team's best season in 5 years.
And in the first round of the New Jersey Athletic Conference Championship Tournament, number 5-seeded Rowan men's basketball team traveled to take on number 4-seeded Rutgers Newark. The Profs had dropped both regular season meetings to the Scarlet Raiders, and on February 22nd, the Brown and Gold would face a similar fate, losing 83-58. Rowan shot a poor 29.2% from the field for the game and trailed by as many as 29 points. The Scarlet Raiders took a 21-point lead into halftime and did not look back from there. Junior forward Ike Robinson was the Profs' leading scorer with 13 points, followed by senior Daniel Waynick and junior guard Chris O'Connor with 10 points apiece. Rowan was eliminated from the playoffs with the loss, ending their 2014-2015 season at 16-10 overall.
The Rowan women's indoor track team headed down to North Carolina for the UCS Invitational. The team had finishes as low as 26th and as high as 3rd. Malira Searcy had a 3rd-place finish in the 800 meters with a time of 2:18.81. Freshman Kiana Hawkins-Darravin took 5th place in the shot put with a throw of 40 feet, 2 inches.
The Rowan women's indoor track team went on to the Armory on Thursday as back-to-back NJAC champions looking to three-peat. The 4x200 meter relay team of Nia Lawrence, Alexis Matos, Malira Searcy took 1st place. 3 more Rowan relay teams took 1st, including the 4x400 team. The 4x400 team not only won the event, but set a record with a time of 3:55.15, breaking the 2013 record of 3:55.18. The Profs had 5 first-place finishes and a total point score of 183, beating second-place TCNJ by 11 points, propelling the Profs to their 3rd straight NJAC championship.
The men's indoor track and field team traveled to Winston-Salem, North Carolina on Saturday, February 21st for the UCS Invitational. It would be the final meet before the New Jersey Athletic Conference Championships. Freshman Jeffrey Tucker placed 2nd in the high jump with a mark of 7 feet, 0.5 inches, breaking the school record. The previous height of 7 feet, 0.25 inches was set by Peter Sharpless and stood since 1982. For his performance, Tucker earned his 3rd New Jersey Athletic Conference Men's Indoor Track and Field Rookie of the Week honor of the 2014-2015 season. Sophomore Pat McCurry took 3rd place in the 800 meter, clocking in at 155.7. McCurry was named the NJAC Indoor Track Athlete of the Week. Freshman Chase Hoger had a season-best throw of 45 feet, 0.5 inches in the shot put for 6th place. Senior John Soning finished 8th in the 3,000 meter with a time of 8:41.55. In the high jump, freshman Harrison Escoffery tied for 7th at 6 feet, 2.75 inches, followed by freshman Dave Benjamin tying for 10th at 6 feet, 2.75 inches. In the triple jump, freshmen Dexter Anderson and Peter Chamalian were 8th and 9th with distances of 43 feet, 5.25 inches, and 43 feet, 2.5 inches, respectively.
The Armory was the site of the NJAC Championships on Thursday, February 26th. In an extremely close contest, your Rowan Profs took home the NJAC title for their 1st indoor conference championship, ending TCNJ's 17-season reign as NJAC champion. The shot put event saw 3 Profs finish in the top 10. Freshmen Will Cardona, Chase Hoger, and Jokeri Williams-Beard came in 3rd, 4th, and 7th respectively. Other notable finishes were senior John Sunig, winning the 5,000 meters in a time of 15:14.02, making it the 3rd straight year he's won the conference championship in that event. The distance medley relay team took 1st with a time of 10:43.11. Jeffrey Tucker won the high jump as Rowan won with a final score of 157.5 points. Congrats to the men's track team on a huge team victory and their 1st conference championship.
Well, we have blown the final whistle, and that'll do it for All Access. On behalf of Kyle Rosner, John Patterson, my co-host Chris Sharnagle, and the entire All Access crew, thanks for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you here next time.